What is up, everybody? I have another recap coming to you from a recent war we had with Quantum 1, which is it was just a random matchup that we had. But it was a pretty good matchup. As you can see, we did just kind of, I don't know, we had a little more skill, I guess I would say. They did 2-star all of our top guys, which is expected, but I mean, they didn't clear our Town Hall 9s, which in the current state of the game, if you can't clear at least 90% of the 9s with your own Town Hall 9s and then clear the rest with dips, then you really aren't going to have that much success in the grand scheme of things. But as you can see, we did clear their Town Hall 9s. We didn't have any dips. We actually had like 9 or 10 extra Town Hall 9 attacks. We had quite a bit. And we used those for scouts. Some of them did just practice down low as well. But as you can see, we did, of course, 2-star the Town Hall 10s. We had three Town Hall 10 triples, and a couple guys hitting up as well, including myself. I did a Town Hall 11 2-star this war. Man, I'm just not good at them. They're hard. They really are. I hate to even say that, but I really would rather 3-star Town Hall 10 than 2-star Town Hall 11. But, you know, whatever. I'm going to go and start the recap, though, starting here with the number 1 going in Draven. And Draven's going to do a little, I mean, it's just a mass drag attack. That's really all it is. You see he can get quite a few buildings up there in the northeast as well as the far east, and so he's going to go ahead and start getting those with minions. And he does have 2 zapquakes for his dragons to be able to take out these air defenses and get them in a little bit quicker. Zaps and quakes go down. Once the minions are working their way over, he is going to just drop all of his dragons, just drops 1 over there in the west, basically make a funnel for his other ones. And as they're working their way in, he's going to drop all the rest of them down here in the middle with a couple of loons, and just let them work their way over to the Inferno Tower and Town Hall. And Eagle does have a rage that's going to cover the Town Hall as well as right behind it as well. And these are pretty good attacks to get fairly high percentage 2-stars, right? Because you see he's able to get through the Town Hall and continue working a little way through it. Does kind of die in the core right there, probably a little less than he wanted to. King and Queen going in later, which in my opinion, I'm not a fan of. I would rather use your King and Queen in order to make a funnel and also get some percentage, whereas what he did there was just purely for percentage. So, you know, I mean, it's whatever, but still a very nice attack here from Draven. I don't know, apparently a troop is still alive because we still have time going on. Anyway, very nice attack there to Draven, though. Next attack, coming down to, who is it? It's my attack, actually, is our top Town Hall 10 triple. And I actually almost copied, to be honest, I almost copied one of our guys' raids, one of Ben's raids, who's been on a brief hiatus, but is now back and itching to get his toe dipped in the Town Hall 10 triple waters again, but unfortunately could not get one this war. I basically copied his attack, but he went from southeast to southwest, and I went to southwest southeast. And the only real difference is that I wanted my king to be able to take out the northeast compartment, and he really needed a golem or at least a few giants in order to get there. But since the northeast compartment is more open, I just needed my king. So I'm just going to send in my king raw up there, just a naked king streaking around, going to get in there to get that town hall down. And I also thought that maybe he wouldn't trigger the CC if he died a little bit quicker. It didn't really work out that way. King and Wizard go down, making that funnel, getting the wall breakers down. Queen continuing to work around. I did have to actually pop her ability right here when she comes around the corner and has the archer tower shooting at her. Well, I actually didn't, but I still had to pop it. Flight is coming in right here. As you can see, I didn't draw the CC with the king, which is actually a very good thing that he died. He got the air defense down without getting the CC drawn. Queen took out that archer tower, making a very good funnel for all the loons to go to the middle right here. I do have one more, and I sent it to the middle to kind of help out with the last Tesla and Town Hall, but as you see, it died to a black mine, so pretty worthless. I do get that poison down extremely late, but that's okay. I do have pups helping out as well with that kill. Queen gets everything down. Loons are working their way around. I had a couple minions also to help out for cleanup, and as you see, it is going to work out to be a pretty nice 3-star here from me, from Zach. And next attack, coming down to 13, we have Stingray. Stingray going in. This is actually an interesting attack. It's just basically a Queen Walk Mass Drag attack. He's just going to use a couple minions to make a funnel. And the reason I say it's interesting is because we had never really done it until we faced some scrub clan that send in, you know, one of their mid-town hall 10s to do a mass drag against us, and he's able to get the 3. And I think actually when the other clan had done it, they actually were able to do it on a lower weight. It wasn't an 87k, which is what this is. Yeah, 87k. But still, I mean, quite impressive. I was very surprised by how far the dragons were able to get. And as you can see, if the queen is going to walk where he wants her to, which is the northeast compartment up there, then she's going to be able to get all the air defenses down, except for the one that was zapped by the zapquake right there in the core. And you know, but it's not going to be so terrible, right? So he's going to send one dragon in to help with that Tesla kill, and also continue making the funnel, just kind of taking advantage of the fact that the queen is already tanking all the defenses right there, as the queen is going to work her way around. Did already pop her ability, has popped the king as well, and at this point it's just the dragons against one air defense, and the queen most likely will take that down before the dragons get there. So he's going to drop a rage to cover the queen compartment right there, and that's going to help the dragons get through the enemy queen without losing too many. So you can see it's going to go down right here as all the dragons are converging. Actually, goes ahead and drops the rage on the queen. I apologize. I thought that was on the dragons. Interesting plan there. I'm kind of surprised. But I guess with only those 2 archer towers, a Tesla, and an Expo, it isn't so much that 8 dragons can't handle it. And I guess he wanted to save his queen, since he did already use her ability, knowing that he had to go through a couple sweepers and the king. So, but very nice that he's able to keep his queen alive. The dragons are working their way around in the west. Queen is going to take out the town hall as the dragons are doing the rest of the work on these defenses. And they're all just sort of kind of working their way across the west side over there to take down the rest of this base. But still, a very cool attack here from Stingray. Just kind of doing what we learned from a scrub clan, which is, I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest, that we kind of learned something from a clan that sucked. But, you know, I guess everybody has something to offer, right? Next attack coming down to MrTeaa, who's been, man, he's been on a tear recently. He took a little bit of time to get up to par at Town Hall 10, but now that he's gotten his Valks up and he has his queen is above 35, you know, like he's doing really cool stuff. So I'm quite impressed, to be honest, with MrTeaa's attacks. He just comes in, does this tag very frequently. Him and Hockey both do these GoVaHos really well. But MrTeaa's going to come down, going to do a little queen walk right here. Doesn't take out that cannon. Could have potentially started her further up north. Ooh. I don't know if he wanted that to happen or not, but it did happen. So she's going to go around north right there, going to get the poison down. Maybe he did. Maybe he just didn't want her to come down south as far as she did. But, you know, either way, he's going to get down the CC, going to take down those southeastern defenses right there. And then his queen is going to continue walking up there to the north as she takes out these other buildings. Speed it up here through this wall. Gets an exterior giant bomb right there, which is super OP, new meta. Take notes. A couple Valks going in, as well as the king to get through that wall. Gonna send them all en masse right here to get through that Inferno Tower really quickly. Does have a single target Inferno on the back side, which is not gonna do that much work. The only way it would really do that much damage against him is if it caught his king. But as you see, the Valks were a little bit ahead, so it ends up working out for him. Does get that heal down. That's going to cover about half his Valks, I guess, which is going to help out quite a bit. King still has ability, still has a full health golem up, and they're just going to work across the south side as his hogs are going to come in up here on the northwest. And his queen is continuing to work around, just kind of taking advantage of his queen and the hogs to continue getting the cleanup with a couple barbs and a wizard up there in the northwest as things are working around really nicely. King ability popped, wizard working his way in the south, and just really everything working the way through the last bit of this base. Does still have that archer tower up, which really nothing can reach right now, but just has too many defenses up at this point, really, for it to be that much of a problem. As his queen takes out the archer tower, wizard's going to come around, take out that elixir storage as his king busts through the wall. So it's going to end up being a very nice triple here for MrTeaa. Next attack, we're actually coming down to the Town Hall 9s. Starting out with Fang Fang, who I actually promised before I went in on my attack. I said, you know what, if I triple this attack, then yes, your raid can make it on the recap. But I Didn't fully expect a triple because I haven't had good luck with GoVaHo, with Queen Walk LaLoon recently with the loss of time. But as you can see, Fang is basically going to do a mass drag attack here. He does have a Lava Hound in the CC, so I guess it's sort of a LaDrag attack. But he's just going to zapquake that air defense that's covered by the sweeper up there in the northeast, or really the east. Going to send in his queen and his king in order to take out these 2 air defenses here, and then going to send in his drags up there from the north. Not the best funnel made, in my opinion. Probably could have had 1 or 2 dragons over there on the east side that are working their way around, sort of doing a drag walk, if that's a thing. But you know, it did end up working out for him really well as things are making their way around. It does send in that Lava Hound with some loons on that west compartment right there, and a haste as well. That's going to help the loons get in there as well. And everything's going to converge nicely here on the core. Does have the Expo shooting his queen, but still had his queen ability at that point, so it wasn't a huge problem. As the Expo is going to get, well, it's actually taking out his loons. It would have been nice if it was taking out 1 drag to let his loons get in there, but it ends up working out in his favor as that Expo goes down. Just the wizard towers and a couple of archer towers left, as everything is going to work around quite nicely to converge over here. Cleanup going around in the west. Queen barely survives that double giant bomb. I thought she was going to get covered by it, but it was okay. Gonna have to beat through the wall to get those last base builders down, but it ends up working out quite nicely for him. Next attack, sorry about that. Next attack going down to 17, we have Holy Stogie. And Holy Stogie doing a GoVaHo. And really, it's just a beautiful attack right here. He's going to start up in the north and come down with his GoVaHo, or GoVa, and actually takes out 2 giant bombs, 2 double giant bombs, right? So, quite impressive, to be honest. Gonna wall break in right there. And this was also a fresh attack. Him and Fang was not a fresh attack, but the other ones were a fresh attack. This one and the one I'm going to show right after it. Takes out 2 double giant bombs. Doesn't take out the Tesla farm. But as you can see, when he's dropping his hogs over here on the southeast side, he really is trying to drop them as light as he can, just to test for Tesla farms, essentially. So he's kind of trying to hold 8 hogs right here. And so basically by seeing that they aren't down there on the southeast side, especially this being a fresh attack and him doing a lot of testing, is he kind of has a feeling, right, that they're up there on the west side, right? So Tesla farm pops up, just go ahead and send in the giant there, and just going to send all the hogs in. Probably could have been a little quicker with them, but he doesn't have a heal, so he was probably trying to get a little bit of tanking out of the queen right there, and really perfect timing, honestly, because the hogs, oh my goodness, wow. The hogs take out the Tesla farm with just a sliver of health on the queen, as the hogs are continuing to work around, a couple Valks and wizards working around as well, to be able to take out quite a bit of the base here with the queen. Didn't really matter though, because he has so many ground troops. Does have that troll Tesla up even after his hogs are all dead. Oh, does have 1 hog. But, you know, it didn't really matter as things are working around pretty easily to take out the rest of this base. So, as those gold storages go down, and it's going to be a very nice triple. Oh, what else? Oh, that elixir storage also. So, very nice attack here to Holy Stogie. Next attack, we're going to come down to 19, where we have HighRoller. And this is an interesting attack, because it's going to basically be a GoVaHo, right? So he's gonna, there's a hole in the base, he's gonna take advantage of that, and there's a couple Teslas there that pop, so that's gonna help him out a little bit. I'll fast forward, I don't really know what he's waiting on. But so right here, this is what's cool. So he actually sends down 2 giants and a healer, which is less DPS, or less troop space rather than a golem. So it's only 24 troop space instead of 30. And what that's going to do is, you know, do the initial tanking and let him set his funnel, and then also leave a healer for his Valks, right? So that really takes out the need for an early heal. He is going to go ahead and drop the jump and still use the heal, but really he gets quite a bit of value out of that, as opposed to just using a golem, because he ensures that his Valks are healed up, and if there was a giant bomb there, it would have been extremely beneficial. I mean, it didn't work out that it was that beneficial because there was no giant bomb there. But you know, early high DPS things like a giant bomb can really be negated by sending in a giant and a heal, or a healer rather, instead of a golem, right? To make your funnel, because you're only gonna have, you know, 2, maybe 3 point defenses, which will leave all of your troops alive. And as you see, it actually does almost cost him the raid right here that he's sending so many hogs over there on the west side, because he does make bacon right there, but he just has too many Valks up at this point for it really to be a problem. They're kind of split, as Valks tend to do, but he does have the full health golem. I'll go and pull up the 4x as the Valks are working their way around the north. Hogs are going to die, but as the Expo gets on this golem right here, kills the king, so you know it's going to end up working out in his favor, Expo and his archer tower as well, as the Valks are going to bust in that compartment and be able to take everything out. So yeah, he got a little fortunate, but that was because he sent in too many hogs at the beginning. But it was a very cool move though, to send in the healer and the giants instead of sending in a golem. You know, he got more value out of that. So cool attack though. Next attack, and our last attack, we're gonna watch cool Opotamus, the hip hop Opotamus, taking out a GoVaLo, taking out this number 23 with a GoVaLo. And as you see, he's basically going to do a little queen walk over here on the southwest side, southeast side rather, and then he's going to bring in his Valks and everything up there on the northeast, and by jumping them in, he does have 2 jumps. By jumping them into the core and through the core, he's going to be able to take out all of the air defenses. So he's just going to send in 1 golem, all of his Valks, a couple jumps, and they're going to rip through everything. Does hit an early giant bomb, which he probably didn't want, but it is going to be okay with a heal there in the core as they're working their way around. Air defense is going down. Once that is down, he is going to go and start sending in his loons. No spells on those, doesn't really need them because they are tanked right at the beginning. The arch towers are going to turn around there on the loons, but it really doesn't matter as everything is really just pathing around. Look at that. Look at all the loons just coming down to the south right there. Yes, there's Teslas trying to wreck through his loons, but it doesn't matter. Even leaving 2 loons in the pocket right here for cleanup does not matter, as everything is working their way through the base right here. It really, I mean, you take out the air defenses and you can do a lot of cool stuff with loons. So very cool attack though here to Opotamus, taking out their number 23. So I like the non-GoVaHo attacks using Valks, either Mass Valks or GoVaLo. As you can see, looking at the stats, it was 29-8 on 3 stars. That was really, obviously, the big difference in the war. They were just kind of a 2-star clan. They couldn't clear our Tarn 9s with 3 stars. It would have been a closer war if they could. They would have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 20, about 20 more attacks. So it really would have been pretty close if they had done that, because they did have the Town Hall advantage. But it didn't matter in the end, as we were able to edge out a victory. But oh shoot, sorry, whoops. But still, you know, a very nice attack, a very nice war here to Quantum 1. And yeah, we should have a big war coming up this weekend as well. So make sure to stay tuned. And if you don't follow me on Twitch, make sure to check me out on twitch.tv/zscold as well, because I will be streaming this big arranged matchup that we do have coming. So yeah, should be fun. Definitely stay tuned for that. But anyway, peace. Yep, y'all take care, guys.